Hello, everybody. Welcome to the channel. Just going to share this out to our Telegram group. And welcome to those who might be new here, joining in just live. Yeah, my name's Fola, and just wanting to come on here and share some positive energy. So many things happening. And I made some other videos this week around, what happens when maybe we're taking on the energy of the world. And I think there are some folks who are really feeling the things that are happening right now, like on a collective level. I've been having these conversations with many people around just how it's really impacting their mind, their body, the struggles of trying to separate from, this collective energy and the fear that's happening. I mean, we thought COVID was a big thing, like whatever might be taking place at this point is pretty scary. I have to admit that. So being able to separate ourselves, but also sometimes we think maybe we're not really impacted, or we've kind of numbed ourselves, or we've been in 2 years basically of like trauma response. So we're dissociating at times, maybe not really seeing the impact of things. But I just want you to know that I think no matter what, it's going to touch everyone's lives in some way, some form. So hoping to shift some of that energy today. Like I had a massage today. It was so lovely. And as the lady it's a very like specific type of massage. She was going through like my left leg, in the front of my left leg, like the ventral part of my body. It's like when she was on that leg, I just had all these thoughts about Ukraine and Russia. And then as soon as she moved from there, they just dissipated. It was so bizarre. So I'm like, oh, interesting that part of my body is carrying whatever energy that is. And hopefully some things cleared. So today, inviting everyone who is watching live or after the fact, because again, Reiki, the energy healing, this universal energy, is able to move past time and space. Time is just this illusion, and we are so much more interconnected than we think. So if you know Reiki, great. If you don't, that's still fine. You can feel free to set your prayers, leave prayers in the chat here, or things that maybe you'd like to hold some space for. We'll just invite anyone who's part of this to send that love, that light, that energy to each person, especially holding the space for those in the Ukraine, those in Russia too, and people who are like fighting or standing up for either side. I know it's not ideal that they invade a country that, anyways, I don't even know all the history about it at this point, such depth to everything. But I think people have their own values and their morals. And oftentimes people feel they have no choice but to do the things that they're told to do. So we're just going to ask for some support and guidance and love for all those people on all the sides to figure out how can they allow more love and peace into their life. So yeah, we'll just hold this space, and you can connect to that beautiful Reiki energy if it supports you to imagine even that light or that energy coming through the crown of your head, filling your body, coming to your hands. And again, if there's anything, any prayers, anything you'd like some energy sent towards, anything specific, you can put it in the chat, and those things will also touch on that. Hi, Jenna. Yeah. And feel free to do the things that you know in terms of your Reiki practice. Any symbols or calling on those guides. We'll just send that energy. And I'm hoping to hold the space on a regular basis. I guess we'll see how long this conflict goes for. And it's hard, right? Because it's like we don't want to see people be harmed. Like war, I don't think is ever a good thing. like in those dark places, a lot of beautiful things happen too. And I know like people are like, what? You can't say that. Every time I think of even like World War II, the Holocaust, and like if you've read some stories where people share about these like miracles happening in their life, like in the concentration camps and in these places, like obviously not ideal that those things happen. Like it's horrific to even acknowledge that humans can be so dark and allow the shadow to completely engulf their actions. And yet reading these stories of like miracles and how they like open people's eyes. So it's like maybe we're just praying for miracles tonight, or at any point in which you're watching this. It is really devastating, Jenna. Yeah. And it causes a lot of fear, I think, even for people who aren't there. Like if there's this ancestral ties to the Eastern Europe, and with each individual, no matter where they are in the world, there is like this lineage piece. It's in the blood, this sort of fear that's coming up. So just sending lots of love, sending miracles for healing, sending a sense of peace to all those people, no matter what age, no matter what beliefs or cultural, religious backgrounds, whatever political views people might have. We're just going to send that. I haven't really looked too much into it, but I was watching one video of kind of the initial stages of what was happening, and they had like the audio of the sirens going, and I was like, whoa, like that was really activating for me, being from where I was raised and what I experienced. So I was just like, my heart really went to folks like, ugh, I know that feeling of like not knowing what's going to happen. Am I safe? And like all that stuff. Like it's really, your body is reacting to that fear. Much love. Hi, Chris. Hello. Thanks for joining. Yeah, feel free to leave comments, prayers, just holding the space for folks. People in the Ukraine and Russia, on the sides in which they're feeling they have no choice, or maybe they feel like this is the only thing that's going to make things right. Like, let's just shift some perspectives. Let's create space in these miracles for perspective change for all those involved, and all the other political leaders. Just going to send some light, some wisdom to all the political leaders, all those people in government across the globe, that they may make the choice and the decisions that are of the highest good for all involved. May they come from a heart space. Just sending that love. And if you know anyone that might benefit from taking part in these videos, feel free to share. I'm hoping to do this regularly, but it'd be so great to get more like people involved and just build the energy and like just keep holding the space. And there's studies they've done where like if people are meditating, they've had like pretty challenging neighborhoods, and they had folks meditating in these spaces together, like monks, and they found that it decreased the crime rate and like other things that were going on. So I truly believe if we can all hold this like light, it sounds very like spiritual woohoo. But it's like if we can hold that and share it out and come from a place of neutrality and love, I think it's going to do so much better for the world. So wherever you are, again, doesn't matter what ties you have to anywhere. Like, just know that we can hold this space together. And thank you for coming. Blue Rose Energy Healing and Tarot. Hello. Thank you for joining. Visualizing and praying for peace. Yeah. Powerful healers joining in. Just sending that. Yeah. Any prayers and energy you'd like to send, just imagine it going to the people that need it most, even if it's your neighbors. anyone that might be fearful of what's happening right now. There's a lot of talk about what could be or what is. It's like we really don't know. So just clearing all those fears, allowing ourselves to acknowledge them. And for those of you who are here and maybe, involved in healing work, holding spaces for others, just going to ask for that groundedness for you. The ability to really know what's yours and what isn't, like the discernment around that. Just really widening your container for holding light and holding darkness for others. Because trust me, sometimes holding dark can be a bit of a challenge, right? So just asking those guides, those angels, spirit to just support each and every one of you, no matter if you are someone who's like identifies as a light worker or whatever, like we're all holding the light, but especially if you're finding you are like almost bringing in people to your awareness and interactions that seem a little more intense. There's a reason for that. So just asking for that guidance. I feel like this is a big one. Because talking again about those miracles of like things that happen. I can't recall the whole story, but I'll just share a bit. It was something had to do with, maybe it was Auschwitz even specifically, or one of the concentration camps during World War II. And the story, I think, was like there was like I'm gonna totally make this up. Probably I probably shouldn't even say it, but I just remember the story of like it was something like there was a woman who, what happened? Oh, I can't even say it because I can't recall. I just remember this part around like this area where some folks were being held, and there was some type of sickness or something happening. It was very intense. It was like super, super, like maybe some type of infection had like started to spread. And I think there was one individual who was kind of like a nurse or some type of like caregiver or physician or whatever. And what had happened is like the soldiers, like the Nazi soldiers, weren't wanting to enter into the space because they didn't want to get sick or like infected. And it just made me think about that. Like this particular person who wrote it, I think was this individual who was like going around and really just like praying and holding space for people and like supporting folks to like getting better. And it like saved them because they ended up, apparently, I don't know all the details of it, but it's like they were basically saved because of this horrible sort of infection or medical issue that was going on, because then the soldiers didn't come to take them to do anything. They didn't want to risk themselves getting unwell. So it's like, see, again, it's like being in this darkness can be a place of like the light in some way. We think it's like, oh, this is horrible. It's like, but what are the potentials within it? And again, I'm not what are you called? Disvaluing any of those experiences, because obviously that stuff that happened is horrible. It's like, how can we hold the space even within that darkness, that uncomfortableness, and sending all that, transmuting it, alchemizing it to love for those who might not be in a place to be able to hold that. So just be coming to that final space here, sending those last bits of love, that healing energy, sense of peace, of well-being to all people in the Ukraine, anyone who's maybe lost a home or a sense of safety physically, for those who maybe have lost loved ones. Sending it to those who maybe are feeling the need to invade and take away this freedom from these people. And sending it to the rest of the world, all those bordering countries, lands, the people across the globe. Sending that peace, that love, and imagining just the whole world being like enveloped in this like beautiful light. Oh, I keep wanting to talk about all these things where things, I'm thinking about even like for nurses, Florence Nightingale, like the mother of nursing during that Crimean War, however they call it. It's like those things, nursing wouldn't be where it was without that, really. So it's like, where can we find this light within this dark period? Might be a little pinprick, but we can find something. And then I'm not talking about toxic positivity. I'm talking about being open to all possibilities. So, thank you. So thank you all, those who joined in. Again, feel free to share this out. Let's send it. Join again. I'm going to be doing this more often, so I don't know how that works. I think there's like a way to be notified about like live videos, maybe. I think that's if I schedule it, maybe. But yeah, if you're not already subscribed, then do that and hit that notification bell so that then I'm hoping to do it quite a few times in a week. I would like to do it every day, but maybe I put that on some of you if you are on YouTube, because you obviously are on YouTube. If this is something you're going to do, like, again, like we can take this as our own opportunity to like just spread that love and that light. So feel free to do what you feel called to. And just thank you all for joining in. So thanks, Jenna. Yeah. So nice to have you come. Love all this powerful energy today that you all shared. So thanks. Okay, everyone have a lovely rest of your evening, and I will see you again soon. Okay, bye.